Hey everybody, Invisiblekatana here, and last weekend I went to the first ever Michigan Comic Con. It is a small Comic Con. We do have the big circuit Comic Con, which is actually the Motor City Comic Con. Oddly enough, it is not actually in Detroit, it is in Novi, which if you don't live here, is not Detroit. That's why it's called Novi. But it's called the Motor City Comic Con. That's like our big one that's along the circuit of San Diego and New York. But this was the Michigan Comic Con, which don't know why it happened. I didn't care. I didn't go to a con this year, so I only have like one or two a year if I'm lucky. The one that I normally go to, which is the Midwest Media Expo, got moved to Ohio, and I was like, well, I guess that's a dead dream for me now, which is really sad because I went to that, from like the first 3 years that they did it, and then they moved it, and I was like, well, that sucks, especially because of the location I loved. But Michigan Comic Con came along. They had great location. It's the same place as Youmacon, which is in downtown Detroit. It's at Kobo, but Youmacon is at Renaissance and Kobo because it's so insanely huge. But this was gonna be at Kobo. I was like, well, that's easy. That's just like going to Youmacon or half of Youmacon. It's easy. And then they started throwing in who the guests were gonna be, and I was like, okay, I have to go to this. So I decided to actually end up going to it. They had actually a ton of people there that I liked. They had Michael Biehn was there, who is Kyle Reese from Terminator. He's like Dan Hicks. I can't remember his name. I never actually saw Aliens. I had to look that up. But he was also in Aliens, so he was there. Kevin Conroy, obviously Batman, he was there, so I saw his Q&A, which was cool. Billy West was there, who was like Brian Zoidberg from Futurama. Mel Flanagan was there, and she is the U.S. voice actor or voice actress for Naruto, so that was super cool. They had Power Rangers there. The dude who I forgot his name, like Dread Pirate Roberts, the guy, the main lead from Princess Bride was there. I can't remember everybody. Michelle Nichols was there, Star Trek. I wish I could remember her name so bad, but Xena's partner in Xena, the actress for her, was there. Sorry, I can't remember her name. There's some other people there too that I actually didn't see. I only saw like one person, which is who I'm saving for last, which is actually Leah Thompson, who is Lorraine Baines McFly from Back to the Future, or Lorraine Baines Tannen, depending on what version of 1985 you're in. But I got to meet Leah Thompson, which is like my favorite thing, so I got a picture with her. So obviously I'm dressed as Marty in this. So this was like the highlight right here. This was the goal. This was like meet Leah Thompson was the reason I went to that convention. I was like, I have to meet someone. I've never met anyone from Back to the Future, so she's the first person, hopefully not the last. But I met her, got the picture with her. I actually got an autograph from her as well. On my super variant cover, that is her autograph right there. This I've had. I actually think I bought this when the comics like first came out, which is like 2 years ago or something. And I loved this cover. It was like this variant I thought was the coolest one. And when I was thinking, I was like, I know I'm gonna get a picture, and I knew I was gonna get an autograph. So I was like, I got three things, and it wasn't gonna be the hat. For a million different reasons, but I was like, I'm not gonna have her autograph the hat. So I'm like, either it's gonna be this variant cover of the comic, it's gonna be the hoverboard because that's an obvious one, or it was gonna end up being my 30th anniversary version of the Blu-ray, which is the movies as well as the original cartoon series plus like some like a like an exclusive art book. So I was like, well, I could have her sign that. It's super fancy. It looks like the flux capacitor. There's even a button that lights up and stuff. So I had to debate, and the comic came out on top. It was kind of like the first choice, so it was always there just because the way it looks, and it's like it looks kind of like a newspaper style. You can't really see a lot of the details, but it has like drawings and stuff like that. Like it's like written on the bottom, bunch of little references on here. Like it says Calvin Klein down here, so it's like a lot of references to different parts of the movie. Obviously, this is Marty as like Vulcan, Vulcan Darth Vader from that specific scene. So there were a lot of different little references to different parts of the movie all over this cover. And plus, it's like black and white, and it looks like an old, newspaper comic. So I was like, that's, it even, like, I don't know if that shows, yeah, you can see it. That's a fake stain. Like, that little brown, that's a fake stain. Like, that was put there. That's not even a real stain. So I just thought it was super awesome. Like, the way it's, like, kind of stitched together up here on the top. I thought this was the sweetest cover ever. So it just made sense to have this be the thing that got signed because it just kind of fits having a signature just with the way it looks. So got that signed. So these are like my two prized possessions from going to the con. So that was super awesome. Like I said, meeting her, getting the autograph with her, went to her Q&A stuff, all of that was entertaining. Then of course naturally you have the rest of the con. So like I said, I went to Kevin Conroy's Q&A. I went to Ray Park. He was there. Darth Maul, which is super awesome. I love Darth Maul. He's like my favorite character. So Darth Maul was there, so that was super cool. Kevin Conroy. I didn't get to see Billy West because my little cousins came on Sunday, so I took them through the dealer's room to get their stuff. But saw Michael Biehn. He was actually like the very first person that had a panel. That actually was the first panel period that was at the convention on Friday was his, and it was like at 12:30. There were like 15 of us in that room because it was Friday during the very first year of a convention. So very, very tiny, but when we got to see Michael Biehn, so that was super awesome because I love Terminator. Always loved Kyle Reese as a character. It's always one of those weird things where it's like, he was only in one movie, but I really do like Kyle Reese as a character. Like, there's a lot in that character, so I always love that. Always like Michael Biehn. So that was awesome. Haven't, like I said, I'm a shameful nerd because I haven't seen Aliens, but still need to. I did find out when I was at the convention that it's going to be showing in theaters on like September something. So I hope I get to see that. If I don't get out of work too late, I'm going to see it like in theaters. That's the first time I see Aliens. And then I'll stop and I won't watch any of the other Alien movies because for, some things that I know. But outside of that, outside of the panels, all the stuff that I bought. So I got quite a few things. Actually, I spent like more. It's been a minute since I've been to a con, so I was actually buying up way more stuff than I normally do. I normally say like, all right, I'm gonna buy this one thing or like these two small things. I'll get like a shirt here, figure here, some small round, like within 150 maybe, like max. That was different this year. It was a little different. I kind of just was going nuts. The autograph and signing, or the picture and the autograph, that cost money, so that was like its own thing. But then everything else kind of popped up. So some of this stuff I'm going to show off. Not everything I will show off, but if you guys, super shameless plug here. If you want to check out my Instagram, I will have pictures of everything, every single thing that I bought will be on my Instagram. So definitely check that out, as well as the pictures that I took. Like, I'm not going to edit this. I'm just going to show you guys what I got. But all the cosplay pictures that I took, those are all going to be on my Instagram. So you guys can check those out. Haven't uploaded them yet, but I wanted to like basically get pictures of everything I bought and then upload that stuff alongside my my cosplay photo. So check out my Instagram. Link is in the description. You guys can check it out and see all my nerdy stuff from like years and weeks and days ago. But starting off, I bought this right here. It is a God of War blind box here. I am in like super crazy. I'm still, which is, this is empty by the way. That's why it almost felt like it. Like, all my stuff is like all over. But this is the box. I just kept it for the video. Let's chuck that. Now I can get rid of that because that's taking up space. Been in a crazy God of War phase, even though I beat the game months ago. Beat it like probably a week or two after it came out, even though I was playing it like crazy. Recently when it has New Game Plus mode, I have my friend borrowing it right now. So I'm like, when I saw it on Twitter, I was like, I need to get it back, but I'm waiting. I want him to enjoy it because he's loving it like I did. He's trying to find a used copy, and I'm like, I really hope he does because I need to get back into New Game Plus and have it take up all of my free time, and I will do even less than I do on a normal basis. But God of War blind box, it was like $53. I wish I remembered the company now. I like to kind of shout out the companies and stuff. I can't remember. But I got quite a few things from that. I got this right here. It is a God of War Draugr pop figure. Haven't taken it out of the box yet, but there will definitely be some cool pictures because you probably can't tell from this. His head is like caved in, and I can't wait to get some pictures of that because it's gonna look weird and kind of creepy and gross a little bit. So that's one thing that I got. It was a blind box. Admittedly, it's one of those things. It's much like Loot Crate where it's like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. This one I don't think was really worth the $53. It's one of those things where it's like I just barely got exactly what I paid for. But it's also the situation where it's like I would never, but like quite a few of the items, it's like that's nothing. That's literally nothing. This is actually one of those items right here. I have a lanyard. Ooh, wow. I do like this. That's actually pretty sweet. I kind of like that. My stupid phone is showing the image upside down, so I'm trying to like correct myself. So that's way easier for me because me going up was me going down on my phone, and because it was flipped and everything. But yeah, this is it. It's this. It's a lanyard. It is the lanyard with ID tag and charm. Yeah, it does say God of War on it. Oh, it actually says it on both sides. So you got the red side here. Ooh, too close. Sorry. That'll do it. It's just not gonna even buy. You know what? That's how useless it is. The camera won't even focus. But it's a lanyard. It says God of War. It's red on this side. It's black on this side. God of War lanyard. There you go. The other things that I got, super weird. One of them's weird. This one's not super weird. This is just a God of War bottle opener. This I actually like, even though it's one of the things I never would have bought. It is full metal, so you can hear like even through the plastic. I just hadn't taken it out because I had no reason to really take anything out of anything, and I'm still not gonna take it out just to not have it scratched up. Eventually I'll use this thing, but I was like, okay, it's actually metal. It looks cool. I actually like the just silver with the Omega symbol, stuff like that, or the new version of the Omega symbol that they're using for the Nordic style. But I thought that was cool. I was like, all right, full metal, definitely appreciate that. One of the other big items is actually a fleece. That's one of the ones you have to check Instagram for because it's huge. Like, even if I hold it up, I'd have to like scroll it down so you can see the whole thing. So check my Instagram for that one because it's a big fleece. It feels great. It's even softer than this one, which is my nerdy Loot Crate one, which is the Pac-Man cabinet arcade art is what this is. So this is like the drugged out what is it? Blue is inky or blinky. He looks high. That's the point. He looks high as F actually, and I don't even know what's going on with Pac-Man in this. Like he's on something right there. But that feels nice. The God of War one feels even better. Like it feels great. So that was super awesome. But you can check that out, like I said, on Instagram. And this right here, God of War air freshener. That's the weirdest one. Even weirder than a lanyard. I don't know what in the world this smells like, or why you would even have a video game air freshener. But I wanted to save this for the video because I don't know if I'll even be able to describe it, because it's like, what scent do you choose for a video game? I mean, this is Nordic, so actually, use my, I hope I don't stab through this thing, but I'm gonna use my Loot Crate kunai that I'm always using to like cut the boxes open and stuff. I'll just poke that, and we'll see how this thing smells. Maybe it'll be evergreen smell because it's Nordic. Oh, that smells, oh crap, that's strong actually. That actually smells just like cologne. That is so strong. It's like I inhale it and it's there. But yeah, that's God of War. Scent of Boy. That's a bad name. But yeah, that legitimately smells like cologne. It is so strong to me. Maybe it's because I never use cologne. I hate cologne. All cologne to me smells exactly the same, so I've like never used it. I'm like, this all smells exactly the same. Gotta wear air freshener. It's powerful, very powerful. Don't know if I'll ever use this. Honestly, if I use this, I'd have to take down my 4-star Dragon Ball. Like I can't move Shinron like that, so gotta wear air freshener. So there's that. Moving on to other more useful items that I picked up from the con. This I actually picked up from a panel. I went to a, I think it was specifically a science fiction writing panel. It may have just been a writing panel. I think it was just a writing panel in general. But I really enjoyed it. I went because I'm a nerd who likes to write stories, and I have stories that I should have been finished with years ago, but just didn't. And so I went to the panel. I really had a good time with it. And the people who did the panel was an author and his editors, and they were there. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll pick up this book because I thought it was super cool. Brief explanation. It's basically this woman is the main character. All the covers are super sweet too. They're kind of like this where it's like black, white, and red. It's actually like, I love all the covers that I saw. There's like 3 or 4 books. I was like, all these covers look super cool. It's just very simple. That style of it was really awesome. Basically, superpower based spy series. And I was like, well, that's all I needed to know. So that was pretty much it. I got like my little basis for the character and stuff like that throughout the panel as he was explaining his story and the processes they went through, deleting stuff here and moving things around. And I was like, well, I'll pick it up. It seems really cool just based off of what I heard. So I picked it up. Like at the end of the panel, you gave some away to some people, and fortunately, I had like some extra copies left over. And I was like, sweet, because I really wanted. I was like, I want to buy a copy. So got a copy. I actually got it signed by the author himself. So that was pretty cool. Haven't gotten into it yet. Like, it was a week ago when I bought it, so haven't gotten into it. I got a million other comics that I should be getting into, but I'll probably get into this first, since it's a full-on novel and it's like this, and I know the other series are out yet or are already out. So picked this up, and I thought that was cool. Big in Japan, the Gilson series, like Casey Glanders. It's backwards when I look at it on my phone, so I was trying to do it, and I was like, I can't. But yeah, book 1 in the Gilson series, so check it out if you can. Pick it up. I think it was only like $10 or I think it was 10. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't even 15. I think it was $10. So check it out. Give them, show some support to an artist who came down to Detroit and did a pretty sweet freaking panel. I really liked the panel. So picked up the book, had a good time at that panel, picked that up. It's the only panel that I bought anything at. Some other panels that I went to that were really great. They had like throughout the whole weekend, I think they had like sci-fi, or not just sci-fi, but they had like movie competitions for indie movies. That was cool. Excuse me. I went to, I think 2 of them. I like caught the end of one of them, and that was pretty much it. But there was one which was on Sunday. It was the sci-fi panel. I actually sat through that whole thing and watched all 4 movies. That was pretty fun. I like that. Good movies. Check out Reclamation. Check out. Oh, I wish I could remember the names. I remember Reclamation because someone that one of my friends who went there, she only went on Saturday, but she went to the actual director's panel, and she was like, when she was talking about her movie, it seemed cool. So she was like, you should watch this movie tomorrow. And that woman actually happened to be at Leah Thompson's panel, where she was like, yeah, and my movie is Reclamation. I was like, oh, that's the person. So I saw her movie. It was pretty fun. I doubt she's watching this, but I like the movie. There was another one, I guess because of how it went, I remember Reclamation, and then I remember what came after it because I remember the title. But Reclamation, check that out. I don't know if it's on YouTube, but I would assume it is. And then the other was Space Dad. It was like a comedy sci-fi thing. That was super funny. And it was like Space Dad episode 2. So I don't know how many are out there, or if that's the first video and they just called it episode 2, which would be really funny. But that was funny. I really enjoyed that. There was a Star Wars one as well, which I can't remember the name of, unfortunately. And then the one before that, I enjoyed as well. It reminded me of, I think it's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. It's about this woman who's like a doctor who basically she's at a clinic where she can, the heartbreak clinic, heartbreak surgery, heartbreak hospital, I think is actually the name. That might be the name, so look that up. I like that one. And it was about her basically going after this guy who is always the reason for women going to this hospital. He was like a serial heartbreaker, and so she kind of goes after him. So I thought that was a cool video as well. And I like the Star Wars one. Admittedly, I like the least, but it was Star Wars. It was more dramatic than I thought. It was there was like no action in it. It was a very specific story, and just going into it with having the context of Star Wars, I was hoping for some lightsaber stuff, and it wasn't there like I wanted. So that's just like a personal bias, but still all very well done films. Other panels that I went to, totally drawing a blank now, but going back to some of the stuff that I bought. Ooh, crap. So this is from Corey Ann Designs. She does handmade 3D Kirigami cards. If you were at the convention, you may have missed this, but it was the booth that had like all the metal workings. I think it was her and her husband. I didn't get like all personal. It was just her and a guy. But they had like a workshop, and they would use all their spare parts to like make little things. So there was like a metal Millennium Falcon, metal like AT-AT walkers, and there was like this little octopus that was made of like a bike chain, and so when you lifted it, the legs actually moved and stuff, and I thought it was super cool. But right on the other side of that, and it was just one table, and it was on the back side of that because it was like a full thing. So it would be like metal, and then right on the other back side, they had these super cool cards, and they're pop-up 3D cards. So it's this. And I thought that was the coolest thing. So I got this for my mom. This isn't for me. But I thought it was awesome. And there were like a million of these little things. And some, of course, added Comic-Con. There were nerdy ones. There was Deadpool. There was a TARDIS. There's like a Captain America one. It was actually, the Captain America one was really cool. It was Captain America, and he was like in a car. And it was just like this. It was just like the origami style. And it was like he was standing in like a convertible car, like at a parade and stuff. So I was like, that's super cool. So I got some extra pictures. So some of those as well will be on Instagram. I took one of, I think I only did like 2 other ones. So you might see like 2 other cards and some others in the background of said pictures. But really cool. Here it is. Hopefully that zooms in right. And I should be able to get a solid picture of that on Instagram as well if it's not showing up there, if it didn't like focus right. But Corey Ann Designs, and it's it's actually just CoreyAnnDesigns.com. KORIANN Designs. So that I thought was super cool. One of the other things I bought, I should have like pulled this over instead of scooting like this, but I actually bought some art. So I don't want to mess this up. I rarely buy art, but I thought these looked super cool. They were like pin-up styles. And actually, when I think about it, before I get to the ones I actually bought, there were 2 booths. So one was like Marvel DC characters. They also had some Star Wars stuff there too. And so it was like pinup stuff, calendars, calendar pinup style pictures and stuff like that. Really loved it. Saw it on Friday and I was like, I'm gonna buy some stuff here. I just had to figure out the third poster because they were doing a deal. The other one was actually this. So kind of show you guys, show it off for you right here. Oddly enough, that is Leah Thompson. That's who they used as the thing. I don't know if that was because they knew she was there or not, but I thought that was really interesting. I was like, I don't know if they had these, if these cards are old or not, but the art of Aaron Kirby, pinup style, same thing, different characters, and it was a different style. It wasn't like calendar pinup style. It was like just the woman, and then I was flipping through the art book. Some of it looked like actual old stuff. It was like actually like Chrysler. It was a Chrysler car and a woman and stuff like that. And I was like, these are super sweet. I didn't end up getting one because I didn't see one that like really hit me. And plus at that point it was like on Sunday, and I was like, well, if it's not like super hitting me, I should not spend money on it. But I definitely wanted to show this off. So art of Aaron Kirby, there's the information there. I'll probably also have that on Instagram as well if it's once again not showing up perfectly clear for you guys. But thought that was definitely cool. Atomicsketchbook.com. So definitely check that out. And Atomic Kirby at DeviantArt, atomickirby.deviantart.com. So these are the pieces that I bought. I actually have a third one that's in between these two, but this is the first one. And so this, I will say that I only bought this for her. Like, it's Felicia Hardy's like my favorite. Like, for people who are like full anime nerds, that is like the ultimate waifu for me. It's always been Felicia Hardy. So they had two other ones with her in it, but I didn't like them as much. And I was like, all right, well, do you have another one? And it was like, well, we have one with like all the female cat characters. And I was like, well, sure. Why not? Why would I deny myself that? So got this. We got all these other people I don't remember. I know that's Cheetah, right? Chitara? No, it's just Cheetah. Cheetah, Tigra, and then Hellcat. Not super familiar with them. I know Cheetah because that's she's Wonder Woman, like one of Wonder Woman's main villains. Could not get that out, but that is who she is. But seriously, it was solely for this. I wish she was in the middle, but she's in it, and I'm totally fine with that. On the other side, we actually have Catwoman again, but this I thought was super awesome. Like, I love this poster with her, like, with sort of the bob cut and stuff, and very, you know, peace and love and style like that. The third one I have is actually of Wonder Woman, and I think it might actually be my favorite solo one that they had there with her. That one, of course, will be on Instagram because it's in between these two, and I don't want to like open this up and do all that. So that, once again, shameless plug, will be on Instagram. But love that one. It's actually completely white. It's not. It doesn't have the that sort of style to it with the brown background or the calendar. It's actually just a full white background, and it's just Wonder Woman. It's basically like her with her arms crossed with she has like the tattoos and stuff, kind of like Catwoman does, but they aren't like peace and love and stuff like that. It's just like actual, like, here's her with Superman from that comic when they were together, and here's her like fighting Batman or maybe kissing Batman. I didn't look that much into it into the details just yet, but super cool. Love that one. So definitely check it out. It's like a sexy picture. I will say that ahead of time. She's topless, but she's covered. And I just thought it looked super cool. I always love like Wonder Woman, just generic poses, and that was just like a really cool, but also kind of sexy picture of her. So I was like, I want that. So got that, and I think I got some other stuff, which once again, the rest of that stuff will be up on Instagram as well. Actually, that may have been all the items that I got. Everything that I showed off, plus the two things that I mentioned, the third poster and the fleece for God of War, which is sitting on my bed right now. But I think that was everything. Got my picture, got my autograph. So like I said, those are my two prized possessions. Got my card, got, the posters and stuff like that. I got the book, I got the God of War mystery box with random stuff in it, including super powerful air freshener. Makes sense. Kratos is the God of War. It must be strong. Too strong, but still pretty good. But I had a really good time at the convention. I do hope that other people did as well. With it being the first year, I always hope, that the convention will continue on. So we'll see what happens next year. It was also great. It's one of the rare things for me. I pretty much only go to Youmacon, which is during the fall. It's either going to be the last week of October or the first weekend of November. So it's always cold, and it's right on the water. It's like right where the water is the Detroit River. It's Detroit, water, Canada. That is where we are. It's super cold over there. So it's always fantastic when I get to go to a summer convention and I'm wearing a t-shirt and I feel okay because when Youmacon rolls around, it's cold. That trek from the Renaissance Center to Kobo is not 1 minute long. It's a couple of minutes, and you are walking, and it's cold. So I was very happy. Like, I'm always happy to go to just a nice spring slash summer con, and I'm like, gosh, it's just warm. I could wear a t-shirt, and I was fine. And I was even sweating because I was wearing my Back to the Future, like that jacket, that fake, super fake leather, insanely hot. It is not breathable at all. So I was sweating like crazy when I was actually wearing it. But had a good time. Had my hat, had my hoverboard, had my jacket, had my shoes. So it was super fun. I had a good time with that. I did that for like the first half of Saturday. And then I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm going to take pictures. And then I basically took now like all of my pictures pretty much are from Sunday. Like that is my goal. I failed Friday and Saturday to do anything. So I was like, I got to get all these pictures in or I will have nothing from this con. So pretty much everything you see outside of like a couple are pretty much all taken on Sunday. But had a good time at the convention. Of course, if you went to Michigan Comic Con, I would love to know your stories. What swag you guys got. Oh, the other thing that I didn't mention as far as swag, they did have, like pretty much every Comic Con, I believe every Comic Con does this. We did have posters there. It was Batman art. Once again, that'll be on Instagram. But it's really cool, a really well done piece. It's Batman, like the animated series Batman. And I think it's Batman, Batwoman, or Batgirl. And actually, I think Batgirl and Batwoman might be on it, and I believe Joker potentially is on it. It's been a minute since I actually looked at it, but I know Batman. I'm pretty sure Batwoman, because I'm pretty sure it's the silver and red Batwoman, and I can't remember the actual character's name because it's not Barbara Gordon, it's a different woman. But I'm pretty sure it's that Batwoman. So definitely a cool piece. Once again, Instagram. But have fun at the con. I hope we get a second one because that would be great to have a convention that is in the summer. Especially if it's in Kobo. If it was even closer to me, that would be better. That would be great. But I know exactly where that's located. It's easy to get there, so I'm totally fine with that. But I had a good time. Like I said, if you were there, I would love to know your thoughts on the first year of the Michigan Comic Con. What guests you guys really enjoyed that you got to see. Who you would want to see at the next one. Like I said, personally, Leah Thompson was there, and they had the voice of Naruto, and I was like, well, I have got to be there. That was like the top two things. I was like, Back to the Future, Naruto, I gotta go. Like, and then the Michael Biehn stuff came, and I was like, well, I love Terminator too. So a lot of stuff. Kevin Conroy, of course, Batman. So a lot of people were there that I really did want to see, and you could see the lines. People were taking pictures, people getting autographs. It was pretty cool. So it was nice. It was my first Comic Con like actually attending. So I really had a good time there. But like I said, if you were there, I would love to know what you guys thought about it. Would you be interested in attending if we did get a second year of this? What did you think was lacking? What did you think was good about it? For me, being someone who goes to Youmacon, I like the fact that it was low. Like sometimes going to a first year convention and it's big, but it's still kind of low. Like Friday, I thought it was so fun because it was really low, but it was just enough people. Like it was less sales, for the dealer's room, but it wasn't like insane packed. And even Saturday, it was like, Saturday was big, but it wasn't massive. Like Youmacon, when you go there, if you've never been, go to Youmacon. It's super crazy. It's the biggest convention in the Midwest. I believe that's still true. That gets bonkers. Like it's so many people there. It's crazy. But lots of cosplays to look at, so that's pretty cool. But like I said, I had a good time. Hopefully anyone who went had a good time as well. Attendees and artists alike, all the guests and everything. Hopefully they were, we weren't crazy, too crazy for them this year. But I had a good time there. Like I said, if you were there, we'd love to know what you guys thought about it. And in general, if you guys have any comments on the Comic-Con or just any convention experience, whether it's gaming, anime, comic books, please put your comments down in the comment section below. Definitely, like I said, if you're interested, at least, super shameless plug, final one, check out my Instagram. Like I said, all the pictures will be there. All my cosplay pics will be there. I don't have any of myself. It's just the one picture I took with her, with Leah Thompson. But other people, better cosplays, definitely on my Instagram by the time this video is uploaded. So definitely check that out. Like I said, if you guys have any comments, please put them down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.